Hello everyone, in this video we will be correcting your worksheets from throughout the week. Now, I will not be explaining a whole lot of them because we have done all of these things in the past. It's a review and I explained them in the videos throughout the week already, so if you have a question, leave it in the comments or ask us in the Zoom meetings. So let's immediately get started. Okay, so here we're being asked which one of these is greatest, 3.2, 23 tenths, 35 tenths, or 2 and 5 tenths. 2 and 5 tenths is the same as 25 tenths. This is 32 tenths. Okay, so 35 tenths is the greatest, so this one. Next up, we have order of operations. So here, basically, A is 400, B is 100, gamma is 20, and delta is 1.5, epsilon is 2. So we need to substitute here. Wherever A, we're going to put 400. Wherever B, we're going to put 100. We need to substitute. So A, alpha, capital A, is different than small a, so this is going to be equal to what? 400 plus 100 divided by 20, close the parentheses, times 0.5 minus 2. All right. This is in parentheses. And this is equal to 400 plus 5 times, this is correct, minus 0.5. So this is equal to 405 times minus 0.5, which is equal to minus 202.5. Yep. Vita is equal to 400 plus 100. This should be in parentheses. Divided by 20 minus 1.5 minus 2. And this is equal to 500 divided by 18.5 minus 2. 500 divided by 18.5. Let's think about how much that is. So this is 27.027, and then 0.27 just repeats. So this part is periodic. So let's just say 27.027, right? Minus 2, which is equal to 25.027. Moving on. Okay, so here we had two jugs of oil being sold. Three, sorry. One is 26.25, the other one is 3.5 less than A, and then 2.5 2.4 less than C on gamma. So how much is that overall? So A is 26.25 plus the other one, which is 26.5 minus 3.5, plus the third one, which is however much B is plus 2.4. So 26.5 minus 3.5, that's B, plus 2.4, because gamma is 2.4 more than B. So how much is that? Well, let's figure that out. These are all additions and subtractions, so the order, we can just start from, the parentheses don't even really matter that much, but let's just maintain the order. Here I wrote 26.5 when I should have written 26.25. So here it's going to be 26.25 plus 26.25 minus 3.5 is going to give us 22.75. Plus the other one is going to be, well, inside the parentheses, 22.75 plus 2.4. And this is going to be equal to what? 26.25 plus 22.75 is going to be equal to 49 plus 22.75 plus 2.4 is going to give us 25.15. And this altogether is going to give us a total of 74.15. And that's our final answer, 74.15. All right, let's put these in order. Which one is smallest, which one is greatest, and so on. So to do that, I prefer to make them all be the same. So you want them all to be fractions? Fine, let them all be fractions. You want them to be decimal numbers? Sure, let's have them decimal numbers. Just have them be the same. So I'm going to make them decimal numbers. This is going to be 0.007, 0.007, and this is going to be 0.56. And now we can compare. All right, so this is the greatest one. This is the greatest one. 3.75 is the biggest one. Then we have 3.077. Then the next one is, well, they all have zeros in front. So second digit, we have an 8, so 0.8. Then we have 7, so 0.75. Let's cross out actually whichever ones we've already written. I've written this one, I've written this one, and this one, and this one. Oh, see, I made a mistake. This one is actually more than this. So, oh, no, it's not. Oh, I missed this 0 here. Okay, so what's the next one? The next one would be 0.56. And after that, we would have this one and this one left. So we would have 0.078. And after that, we'd have 0.007. And that's all of them in order. Pause the video if you have to. Or go back. Let's move on. 3/10 is equal to 0.3. 45 100ths is 0.45. This is equal to 15.6. This is equal to 3. This is equal to 2.1. Here we want to write what the 5 shows, basically. So is the ones, is the tens, the hundreds? Where's the 5, basically? So here it's the ones, it's the tens, here it's the tens again. Oh, sorry, that's a decimal point. I thought it was a thousands point. So it's actually the hundredths. Then here it's the hundreds. Here it's tenths. Here it's tenths again. Here it's thousands. Here it's thousandths. And here it's tens of thousands. All right, let's do the additions. A is 17.92. Sorry, mistake. That's actually 18.19. Yep. B is, all right, let's 16.573, and then we add a 4 here, so it becomes 11, 1 carry 1, and then 5 and 8 makes 13, plus 1 that I carry over makes 14, and then the 6 becomes 7, so 17.413. C, 25 minus 14.36. Okay, this is going to be 10.64. And delta is going to be 6.26. You could have done those vertically if you needed to. 4-digit numbers are going first, so that would be 7,980. Then we would put in 8,005 and 8,750. All right, now we have some 5-digit numbers. So the smallest one of those is which one? 79,000, then 79,080. And then 89,075. And lastly, the biggest one is a 7-digit number. So 8,975,000. That's the correct order for them. Then we want to put these in groups from greatest to smallest. Now, unfortunately, this is confusing me quite a bit. So I'm going to put boxes around these numbers to tell them apart a little easier. All right. Let's put all of these together and then last rise. No. One moment. There we go. Now, this is obviously the biggest one. So, because it has the most digits. So, 1 was trillion. No, billion. Yeah, it's billions. 2. Then the next one is the 7-digit one. So, 1,200,000. Let's actually block these out because it's a little confusing to have them all visible. See, now you can immediately see that the numbers that are left, you have a couple of 6-digit ones, and the biggest one of them is the 211,000, and then 112,000. And then we have the 21,200, and then 1,020. There you go, that's all of them. We want to round the following numbers to the hundreds, so this is going to be 800, and this is going to be 2,000, actually no, 3,000, because when the 9 goes up by 1, it becomes 10, and that carries over to thousands. Then we want to round these up to the tens of thousands, so this will become, well, since the 9 grows, it becomes 10, and this carries over, and then it carries over again, and what we get in the end is 1 million. And here we're going to get 500,000. Sorry, 510,000. Pause the video if you have to. Moving on. Okay, we have some problems here. We have a problem about a bakery and how they sold 650 rapieles. Last year they sold 4 times as much. Okay. So last year they sold 4 times as much, so 4 times 650. And then the year before that, it was twice as much. So 2 times 650. And the year before that, they sold 2 times what they sold the previous. One moment. Okay. So year number 1, this year is 650. That's year 1, let's say. Year 2 is 4 times as much. Year 3 is 2 times as much as the previous 2 years combined. So this is year 3. It's 2 times the previous 2 years. So this whole thing combined. And we want to figure out how much that is altogether. So that's going to be, so we can do this, we can do this. There's an easy way and a hard way. The easy way, well actually no, start with the hard way. The hard way would be to solve this as order of operations and say, okay, well, I'm going to do 4 times 650 first, and then whatever I find, add another 650, and then I'm going to add the rest and so on. But the other way is to say, okay, well, 650 and 4 times 650 is going to be actually 5 times 650, right? Because that's a basic property of multiplication there. 4 times 650 means 4 650s. And another one is 5 650s. So this becomes this. And then we'd say plus 2 times this again. So plus 2 times 5 times 650. Well, 5 times 650 is how much? 3,250. Plus 2 times 3,250. So that is equal to 3 times, again, same trick, 3,250. Instead of doing 2 times and then adding another 3,250, we just did 3 times. So that would be equal to how much? 9,750. There you go. So the total number of curabiedes sold was 9,750 over a period of 3 years. Okay, next up. So we have kids lining up to get their lunch. There's 22 kids overall. Okay, so Catherine has 6 times as many kids in front of her as she does behind her. And we need to know where exactly she is in the line. So what this means is that Catherine is somewhere in the line, right? And there's an overall of 21 kids either in front or behind her, right? I'm saying 21 because without her, the rest of the children, the children are 22 overall with Catherine. Without her, they're 21, right? So 6 times in front of her as much as behind her. Well, let's consider the number of students behind her to be an unknown of x. Then if we add the number of kids in front of her, which would be 6 times x, because that's 6 times the kids that are behind her, right? We need to find a total of 21 kids, right? Because that's all the kids that are in the line if we take Catherine out of it. Well, x plus 6x makes 7x. And if 7x is equal to 21, that means that x is equal to 3. Now you didn't have to solve it like this. You could have tried each position one by one until you got the right numbers. But that sounds like it would have taken you a far longer time. So since there are 3 kids behind her, that means that there's 18 kids in front of her. So she is 19th. First day of school, students get books. They separated 40 books into 5 bags. And then we're being asked how many books were given if a total of 230 bags were handed out, right? So there, as it says here, there are 2 ways to go about this. So you could say for the one way you could go about this, which is the way that it tells you, is you could say that if for 40 books we got 5 bags, then for 230 bags we got X books. And then you could solve this the way we had shown how to solve ratios. Another way, which is basically almost the same thing, but okay. And the other way you could have done this is, in my opinion, it's easier. You could have said, well, since I get 5 bags for 40 books, that means 40 divided by 5 gives 8. There are 8 books in each bag. And since I have 230 bags, it's 230 times 8. It's kind of easier. No x's. And 8 times 23 makes how much? 1,840 books, right? So whether you solved it this way or that, you should have found 1,840. So that's it for this exercise. Moving on. Pause if you have to. All right, wait, we went to page 2 here. All right, so here we have multiplications and divisions. Might get a little confusing here, so here we go. First one, they need to be smaller. Better. 356.7. The second one would be 200. The third one would be 1,784.59. And then we have 1,488. And here we get 2.3498. Here we get what? 0.004. because it moves 3 places to the left. One skips to the 4 and the other 2 become zeros. Here we get 0.7. This is going to be 0.048. This is going to be 0.012456. This is 0.098. And this is 6.3973. This is 18.4. And we have 278.3. Then we have 3,000. Then we have 33. Then we have, wait, give me a second. Okay. This is going to be the half of 54.6. So 27.3. Okay, good. Now, what do we have to multiply 12.4 here with? We got to multiply it. So here you might get a little confused. This is a little backwards. So you might think, okay, well, 2 places difference, right? So 100. Well, no, because if you multiply by 100, it goes to the right, and you'd get 1,234. So you need to multiply it with something that will bring the decimal point left, be 0.01. Here, you actually do have to multiply by 100, because the decimal point moved to the right. Here, the decimal point moved to the left again, so 0.01. Here, it moves to the left, but you're dividing, so it's going where it's supposed to if we were to divide by 100. Here, it moves one more place to the left, so we're dividing by 10. 10. That's 1 place difference, right? Yeah. Okay, so here you might not see it, but this is a comma, this is a dot, so this is 5.639, this is 5,639. So the decimal point moved 3 places to the right, but you're dividing. So again, here, we need to divide by 0.001. So have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point. And here we have 12 divided by what, since decimal point has moved 1 place to the right, we're dividing, we need to have it backwards, so 0.1. Here, it moved 1 place to the right, so the same thing, 0.1. Right? Right. All right. It says do them vertically, and the reason for that is because it's got quite a few digits. $18.956. And then it's 3,784.9. And the result here is going to be a 3, an 8, a 0, a 2, and a point, an 8, and a 5, and a 6. So 3,000, these should be commas. And so should all these up here. So our result here is 3,802.856. All right, now the multiplication we're going to have to do vertically, definitely. So let's do that. 35.9 times 6.87. 7 by 9 is 63, right? 7 by 5 is 35. 1, 25. 2 and a 7 and 28. 2 zeros here. 6 by 9 is 54. And 5 and 3 makes 21. Let's just add all that up. Here we get 3 and 3 and 16 and 16 again and 4 and 2. And we have 1, 2, 3 numbers to the right of the decimal point, so there we go, 246.613. This we can do pretty easy, relatively easy. Okay, so the decimal part is going to be 211. And then in front of the decimal part, we're going to have how much? 216. Yeah. So this is 216.211. And then we have the division. All right, well, division we need to do vertically. This becomes, I'm going to rewrite it here, so it becomes 1,200. Wait, let me zoom in. All right, so we get 1,258.9 divided by 25. All right, 25 doesn't fit into 12, but it does fit 5 times into 125. And it fits exactly 2. Carry down the 8. Doesn't fit into the 8. But to carry down the next number, I'm going to put a 0. And then to carry down the next number, I have to cross the part of the decimal point. So I'm going to put a decimal point in my quotient. And I carry down 9. This 25 fits 3 times into 89. 3 times 25 makes 75. This subtraction gives us 14. Put a 0 next to the 4. For free, 25 goes into this 5 times. We get 5 times 25 gives us 125. This subtraction makes 15. Put a 0 next to it for free. 25 fits into this 6 times. Exactly. $150 minus 150 makes 0. and division over. Oh, wait, we still have a lot more. All right. We have 93 times 234 minus 127. So this becomes 93 times 107. 93 times 107 makes 9,951. Have I done my subtraction correctly though? I have. No. Next we have 150 plus 300 divided by 3. 150 plus 300 makes 450 divided by 3 is equal to 100. That's our result. So that's the end of this worksheet. Pause the video if you have to. Moving on. All right, we have 78 plus 234 minus 540 divided by 90 times 20 plus 34 minus 12. 78 plus 234 minus 6 times 21 plus 34 minus 12. So, okay. 78 plus 234 makes 312. I can do that without affecting the rest. Minus 6 times 21 makes 126. Plus 34 minus 12 makes 22. So this is equal to 312 minus 126 makes how much? 212 minus 26, which makes 206 minus 20, which makes 186 plus 22. And this is equal to 208. Now, you see me writing this whole thing on one line. Makes sense if it took you all of this on, with a pencil and all. And let me just check if I actually did these correctly. Yep. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so we borrowed 3 books for an exercise, and we have to copy them. So for the first one, it's 95 small pages, and we have to pay 3 cents each. The second one has 167 pages, and the third one has 223 pages. And we have to pay 0.06 euros each. And we have to wonder if we have enough, if we have 50 euros. So the small pages cost 3 cents, whereas the normal pages cost 6 cents, right? And we have to wonder if 50 euros is enough. So I'm going to find this in cents to avoid the decimal points in the beginning, and then I'm going to convert it into euros at the end. So the small pages are 95 times 3 plus, we have 167, well, it's more like 167 plus 223, all of this times 6. Because if you think about it, you're copying the total of the pages, so both the second and the third book together. And then you can multiply. Instead of doing 167 times 6 and 223 times 6, and then adding that, which it's a little more complicated. Instead of doing that, you can just add them together first, and it'll make your life easier a little bit. So 95 times 3 is going to give us 285, and then plus here 167 plus 223 will make 390. And I forgot to put the times symbol here. Times 6. And this is equal to 285 plus if it was 400, this would normally be 2,400, but minus 60 because it's 10. It's going to give us 2,340. 340. Yeah. Yep. And this, you know what? I don't like the way it looks, so I'm going to bring it up here. And now that we can add them together, what we get is 2,625. 2,625. There we go. That's our final result. So wait a minute. This is in cents, so this is cents. So this is going to be equal to 26.25 euros, which is definitely enough. I mean, if we have 50 euros, we definitely have enough. So now we have 3 10-euro bills. We bought 3 kilograms of tomatoes for 1.22 kilograms per kilogram, for 1.22 euros per kilogram, and 4 kilograms of potatoes for 1.085 euros per kilogram. And then we're being asked how many cucumbers of 2 euros, not per kilogram, just cucumbers, can we buy? So we have 3 times 10 minus the 3 times 1.22, and then minus the 4 times 1.085. And we need to figure out what this divided by 2 is. All of this divided by 2 is. So 30, we get basically 30 minus 3.66 minus how much? 4.34. Is that correct? One moment. Yep, that's correct. So since and this divided by 2. So 30 minus that. Now here is a trick. You can notice the 66 and 34 make 100. So that would be, if I'm subtracting both of them, that would be one extra whole that I'm subtracting. So you can just erase the decimal part right away if you notice that, which makes the exercise a whole lot easier. And it basically becomes 30 minus 8. So 22 divided by 2. And all you had to notice was that 66 and 34 make 100 together. So one whole 1, basically. So you're subtracting one extra 1, right? So you're doing 30 minus 8 instead of doing this whole thing. And then 22 divided by 2 makes 11. So your answer should be, you can buy 11 cucumbers. Pause the video if you have to. Moving on. All right. Let's move here. Okay, so here we have divisibility tests. So which of these are divisible by 2, 3, 5, and 9? So to be divisible by 2, you got to be even. So 210, not the second one, not the third one, 160, 1,402, and that's it. And to be divisible by 3, the sum of your digits needs to be divisible by 3. So the first one has a sum of 3. So yeah, it's divisible by 3. Then 4 and 5 and 8 and 9 make 18, which is divisible by 3. So yeah. Then 4 and 5 and 5 make 14, which is not. 1 and 6 and 0 make 7, which is not. 1 and 4 and 2 makes 7 again, which is not divisible by 3. 9 and 8 and 1 and 9. How much is that? That's 27, which is divisible by 3. So 9,819 is divisible by 3. Right? That's what, yeah. By 5, your ones need to be 0 or 5. So 210, yep. 455, yep. 160, yep. And the rest are not. Then by 9, the sum of your digits needs to be divisible by 9. So 210 is actually not. Yeah. Then we have 4 and 5 and 8 and 1, which makes 18, which is definitely divisible by 9. Then 4 and 5 and 5 makes 14, which is not. 1, 6, and 0 makes 7, which is not. 1 and 4 and 0 and 2 makes 7, which is not. And then the last one made 27, so yeah. All right. Now we want to circle the numbers that are divisible by both 2, but not both, by 2, 4, and 3, all at once. So they need to be divisible by all of them at once. This is not divisible by 3, so no. This is not divisible by 2, so no. This is also not divisible by 2, so no. This is not divisible by 3. This is not divisible by 2. Not divisible by, oh. No, this is actually divisible by all 3. And so is this. Yep. Not divisible by 2. This is not divisible by 3. This is not divisible by 3. This is divisible by all 3 of them. And this is not divisible by 3. Okay, we want to make this number, we want to fill in the blanks so that this number is divisible by both 3 and 2 at once. So in order for it to be divisible by 2, we can either have 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 here, right? Okay. Well, we need to think what needs to go here to make it so that the sum of the digits of the numbers here, the sum of the digits needs to be divisible by 3. So 7 and 5 makes 12, right? Now 12 is already divisible by 3, so we need to add something here to make something that is still divisible by 3. So we could do 0, right? Or, if we wanted to, could do 6. Either of those would be correct. Either 0 or 6 would be just fine. Here we want it to be divisible by 5 and 9. For 5 and 9, we can either, for 5, we can either put 0 or 5 here. So we need to think which of the two would make it so that the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. 2 and 9 and 2 makes 13. Plus 0 stays 13, so it's not divisible. Plus 5 makes 18, which is divisible by 9. Here we want least common multiple and greatest common factor of these numbers. Okay. Least common multiple. And this is divisible by 2, so it becomes 20. The other two stay the same. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna write them down. All right, then 2 again. And this entire row stays the same except for the 20, which we're going to make 10. And then we're going to divide by 2 again. Here, this 20 divided by 2 became 10, and then we divide by 10 again, and it becomes 5. All right, now they're no longer divisible by 2. None of them are. But we can divide 15 by 3. So this is going to become 5. And now all the numbers are divisible only by 5. So these numbers are going to become, the 5s are going to become 1s. And the 25 is going to become 5. And so The only thing I can divide now is the 5, and I can divide it only by 5. And so we get 1, 1, 1. And to figure out the least common multiple, we gotta multiply all of these with each other. So 2 by 2, 2 by 2 by 2, by 3 by 5 by 5. All right, 2 by 2 by 2 is 8, times 3 is 24, and 5 by 5 is 25. So we have to do 24 times, 24 times 5, and then times 5. 24 times 5 is going to be 120, and then times 5 is going to be 600. So, least common multiple, 600. Greatest common factor, which is the greatest number I can divide all three of these numbers with. Well, I can't divide with anything greater than 5, really. I mean, the next thing I can divide 25 with after 5 is 25. And I can't divide either of these two by 25. So, no, it's 5, actually. That's the greatest common factor. 5. And you could have done this with the lines as well if you wanted to, but it's not really necessary. Okay, so full exercise. Pause the video if you have to. Moving on. All right, we're now on which exercise? Which one is this? Can't see. Okay, so this is exercise number 6. This is the last one, right? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, first page is just theory. Okay. Okay. Second page is order of operations. 20 times, and then we have 3.5 plus 1.5, which makes 5. So this is equal to 100. 360 plus 240, which is 500. And it should not be in the parentheses because there's nothing else to do in the parentheses. Divided by 4, which is equal to 125. Next up, we have 2.5 times 50 minus 30 is 20. And this is equal to 30. Wait, no, not 30. Sorry. 50. Mistake. 2 times 11 minus 1 plus 5 minus 3. Okay, so 5 times 3. So we gotta write this down. 2 times 11 can be done at the same time as 5 times 3, which can be done at the same time as 18 divided by 9. They don't interact. They don't affect each other. So 22. 2 times 11 makes 22. Minus 1 plus 15 minus 2. This is equal to 21 plus 13, which is equal to 34. Now, here we are going to do the division. So 0.75 plus 4.25 minus 4.2 plus 4.1. And this is equal to, now we can just do the additions and subtractions. Here 0.75 and 4.25 make 5 minus 4.2 plus 4.1, which is going to be equal to 0.8 plus 4.1, which is going to be equal to 4.9. And 500 plus 8 times 15. Sorry, 15. 25. And this is equal to 500 plus 200, which is equal to 700. Next, we have 25 minus 18.5, which is 6.5, divided by 100. And this is equal to 0.065. Yes. Here we have 6 times 9 minus 2 times 4, which is equal to 54. Sorry. 54 minus 8, which is equal to 46. Okay, here we're going to need the parentheses. 2.1 divided by 3 is 0.7 plus 0.4, close the parentheses, times. Now we can do the calculations inside these parentheses without affecting the other one. 3 divided by 10 is 0.3 plus 2. And this is equal to 1.1 times 2.3, which is how much? Okay, let's think about this. 2.3 and 0.23, so 2.53. One moment. Yep. Full worksheet, please check. All right, let's move on. So here we need to substitute again for A equals 462, B equals 75, gamma 1.5, delta 1.4, epsilon 1.1. All right, so you can see how it's already started here, right? So 462 plus, okay, we're gonna need the parentheses again. (462 plus), then we have 75 divided by 1.5, which is 1.5 basically. If we had 75 divided by 3, it would be 25, but we don't have 3, we have 1.5, which is half of that. So instead of 25, we're going to have 50, which is twice as much as 25, times 1.4 minus 1.1 is going to give us 0.3. And this is equal to 512 times 0.3, which is going to give us 1024 plus 512, which is 1536. But we're going to have a decimal point here. So 153.6. All right. Next up here, let's go. 462 plus 75, close the parentheses, divide by 1.5 minus 1.4. Don't want to make any mistakes. This is the most important part, minus 1.1. All right, and this is equal to, all right, 465 plus 75 makes 537. Divided by 0.1, which is the result of this, minus 1.1. And this is going to equal 5,370 minus 1.1, which is equal to 5,369.9. Wait, 68.9. There we go. So those are our answers. All right. So here the first problem is solved. Let's go for the next one. We have 4 barrels of wine. Gross weight is 200 kilograms. Tare weight is 25.5. How much is the net weight? So that would be the wine. So that is for 1 barrel. So let's find how much wine is in 1 barrel and then multiply it by 4 to find how much there is in all of them. So I'm going to do 200 minus 25.5, and then whatever I find, I'm going to multiply it by 4. Yeah, just multiply it by 4. So here we're going to have 174.5 times 4, right? Right. And this is going to be equal to 678. Well, let's make sure. Don't want to give you wrong information. 698. See? 698. One moment. Yeah, 698. Okay. So we have someone here who paid with a 20 euro bill for 4 notebooks that each cost 2.5 euros and gave the rest for 8 markers. So let's turn this into order of operations. How much money? He had 20 euros, right? Minus 4 notebooks that each cost 2.5 euros. And then he divided the rest between 8 markers. So we want to find how much each marker cost. So we need to do 20 minus 10, because 4 times 2.5 is 10, divided by 8. So we need to do 10 divided by 8, which is equal to 1 point. One moment. 1.25. And that's the last exercise. That'll be all for today. I hope this was helpful. And I will see you again after the weekend. Bye.